Okay, so today they announced the COLA 2023 increase for Social Security, and that is 8.7%. Now, I announced a little bit earlier this morning that let's see if it's over 9 or under 9. I thought it was going to be around 9. I actually predicted in another video that it was 8.7, but that doesn't make me a genius. I think a lot of people thought it was going to be around that. And I was actually at a car dealership when they announced it, so I couldn't make a video about it. But I want to know how people feel about this because, yes, it's the highest it's been. I don't know. I actually didn't look at the statistics, but probably 40 years. It hasn't been even close to that. Last year it was 5.9. Before that, it was like, 2%, less than, 1%, whatever it was. It was a joke. But here's the thing. Are you happy about this? Because inflation, I'm telling you, you cannot go to the grocery store and look at meats that are up like 30% at least, and think to yourself, well, an 8.7% increase in my Social Security check is a fantastic thing. It's like they're taking 30 and saying, hey, we're giving you back 8.7%. So they're not the inflation rate, they call it the CPI data. It's really the CPI. It's a joke. They don't include everything, especially important things. Like I know because I go grocery shopping a lot. And what I mean by that is a lot of times I don't go for a big grocery order. I go to the grocery store like 3 or 4 times a week, and I'll grab the essential stuff, milk, eggs, meats, whatever. Sometimes we don't have something for dinner, and I run out to the grocery store and grab it. So I actually look at the prices, and I can tell you, I mean, eggs, it's like ridiculous. I specifically remember looking at eggs before, and it was like $1 something for 12 eggs for just the regular ones in that foam container. Now it's like $3 or $4. It's ridiculous. Gas, forget about it. And gas is going to shoot through the roof because we see that Biden couldn't make a deal with the Saudi Arabia people. I think we already knew that. Biden can't make a deal with his 20-year-old dog if he had to. So that's not going to happen. So inflation, we might see a dip in inflation for the short term. And I think we will. I think housing prices are starting to drop, but rates are still high. I just bought a new car. I had to because if you follow me, I was like somewhat of a fool. Went down to Fort Myers to volunteer and help out with Hurricane Ian. Unfortunately for me, my car broke down there, and now my car is in storage down there. You cannot get your vehicle. You can get it 10 miles outside of Fort Myers or Cape Coral or probably Naples and these places. You can't get anywhere out of there. I needed a car, so I bought another car, and then I have to tow that thing back probably in a month and sell it. So, I mean, the rates of now on that car that is sitting in storage right now, the rate is 3.25%. I still owe money on that car. The new car, the rate is 5.75%. And as you know, buying a new car is a pain in the neck. When I sat down with the guy, they were saying, oh, you have a good credit score. I said, well, did you run it? And he said, yeah. I said, well, what's the score? Give me the paper. He's like, well, no. I said, go back and print it. I said, look, I'm not 25 years old. I want to know what my credit score is. I want to know what the rates are from credit unions and banks. You're not going to get me on anything stupid. So show me my credit score. It was a 769. That's pretty high. It's in the top tier for credit. And my rate was still 5.75% for a car. So imagine if your credit rate, your credit score was 600 or something like that. And you need a car like the rest of us to live, to work, to whatever. Your percentage is going to be 12%. I was talking to the sales guy like, hey, what's the normal percentage rate? And so I have a 3.25 on the other car and then a 5.75, but half the country is buying cars at 10% or whatever it may be. So this is what, I mean, the 8.7%, in my opinion, is a joke. I did a video, if you scroll through my channel, you'll see I did a video at 32%. And how I got to 32 or 30%, I think it was 32%, is what it should be. And a lot of people said, well, if they print that much, it's just going to cause more inflation. I know it's a round and round circle. But what I did was they lie to us and say the CPI is this, and what I did was the actual numbers, and I included meat prices and some different items to show you this is how much meat went up, this is how much eggs went up, this is how much gas went up. So if we put those in the mix and divide it, you're not. I think it came out to like 20 something percent where the real inflation numbers were. So 8.7 is like less than half of what the CPI really is, and that's why people are hurting today, and they say to themselves, well, if we print more money, we shouldn't be printing any more money in the first place. But that's a whole nother story. So we're already there. So it's like, okay, well, how do we help out the seniors who are on this fixed income? Look, it's very simple. The people who, let's say you owned multiple houses, well, the housing rate a year ago or whatever was in the threes. So if you bought three, let's just say you had a lot of money, you bought three houses. Well, your rate's low, the housing prices exploded, you made out like a bandit. Someone who's on a fixed income, the rents went up. That's another thing I included with the CPI. It was rents. Once again, I haven't looked at that video because that was done like 4 months ago, I think. But what I said was rents, meats, and something else. Rents went up, I think, by 20% in most places. So I know I was renting a year ago. My rent was gonna almost double. I think it went up like 75%. It was absolutely insane. And the reason being is because the building was sold, and so someone bought it, and they have to pay more for their mortgage, so they have to charge more for rents. I don't. That person had to do what he had to do. The landlord. I don't have anything against him, but I'm in a better situation than most people. I was able to go and we purchased a house, and then everything's okay. I think the rate for the purchasing the house was 4.99%. Those rates have gone up even since then. That was in like April. But the people who are on a fixed income, who are renting, the rents go up. Social Security goes up by 8.7%. The rents go up by 20%. The meat goes up by 30%. The eggs go up by 25%. They're not making out. 8.7 is nothing that people are sitting here clapping about. I mean, I want to hear from people that are on Social Security because I'm not. But I pretty much can tell you that that's what they're thinking. So how do we fix this problem? Number one, stop spending American money stupidly. Meaning, they have all these stupid programs that they think they should have. And then when it really boils down to it, when America goes broke or we go into a really deep recession, then you're going to see what really matters. These stupid things, the iPhones and the whatever, these things don't matter. When it boils down to it, I wouldn't be getting an iPhone. I'd probably be getting a $30 phone instead of a $800, whatever the heck that thing costs. But this is what is really happening here. But the seniors and the people on Social Security are the ones who are suffering from this high inflation. So the 8.7, I mean, I'm kind of sometimes I come out and I say, 8.7 is the highest and whatever. And I'm really just BSing, like in my head, thinking this is a great thing, knowing that it's not. It's a good thing that it's high for some people. But I've also read comments that some people are going to lose their benefits, whatever that may be. And so it's very serious. All of this stuff is serious. We're back in the days, I think we're back in like the 70s, where things are very, very serious. And maybe that's why people did drugs and danced around to disco. I'm not sure. I was born in the 70s. But there had to be some reason, because things were serious back then. They are serious now. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know your comments below, and I'll see you at the next one.